It has most certainly been a tale of two seasons. Obviously, you know about our Premier League troubles. Sitting in 14th place, a spot we have been in for quite some time, and mainly that's because we've managed just 4 points on the road so far this season through 22 matches. We're still gunning for Europe. We're running out of time, though. Only 16 matches remaining in the Premier League season. However, we are still alive in all 4 competitions we are in. We're in the semifinal of the Carabao Cup, which will be decided on today's episode. We're in the 5th round of the FA Cup. Yeah, we'll get to how we got there. And we are in the round of 16 of the Champions League. Again, we will let you know how we got there in just a minute. Meanwhile, we have closed another transfer window, and just like the season, there were some ups and some massive disappointments. Welcome back, one and all, to episode number 114 of Bottom to the Top. I'm Mr. Cellophane. We are in our first season with Arsenal. It is season number 11 overall of our Journeyman save here in FM24. The January transfer window has just slammed shut. We already went over most of the business we've done. A couple of other players that are coming in that have not yet joined the team, such as Vegard Ojan, a 17-year-old Norwegian U21 international. He's capped 8 times, scored 6 goals. He is a striker. Will be joining us in the summer when the next Norwegian transfer window opens or something. He is very strong, very fit, an excellent header of the ball. If we decide to go to a system that utilizes a target forward, he will be perfect for it. 1.7 million was his release clause. We paid it actually a while ago, but again, he's not joining us until the summer. Similar situation, not as big a signing, but seemed to be a pretty nice value. 17-year-old Russian-Canadian dual national, currently playing for CF Montreal in MLS. Yuri Borisov, 17 years old. Again, just a very good player. I love his work rate. His composure is fantastic. He speaks the language. Great personality. Does he have developing he would need to do? Absolutely, but we figured for 230 grand, it was a punt worth taking. Now here's the not so good. Pablo Torres, a 19-year-old Argentinian who has capped at the U23 level, currently at Newell's, is joining Manchester United. He liked their offer better than he liked ours, although I am fairly certain we were giving him more money. But when you see Manchester United at the top of the table, guess it's hard to argue. Maybe they overpaid at $15.75 million. There were a number of teams involved. Actually, Man U did put their offer in first, so it was highly possible that he was interested in them before he ever considered joining us, but still finding out with an hour to go that he wasn't coming, a disappointment. Even more disappointing, though, is the story of Chiquinho, the 24-year-old Brazilian. Yeah, normally we would go Wonder Kid shopping. We'd be looking at 17, 18, 19-year-olds. But we saw Chiquinho. We saw that he scored 20 and 29 goals, respectively, in the last 2 seasons in Brazil. And we figured this guy would solve our problems up front. And we agreed to a deal with him. We worked out the personal terms of a contract, but the paperwork did not get completed in time, and the transfer was called off. We'll try again for the summer if we're still interested, but I think we worked out a 24 million euro deal for the 24-year-old. I mean, look at those physicals, man. Bravery, great first touch, great dribbling. Finishing, not as fantastic, but honestly, we have players with fantastic finishing that can't seem to hit the back of the net. So, finishing for me, not the be-all and end-all, but Chiquinho will not be joining Arsenal this transfer window. We followed up the 3-0 win over AEK in the Champions League with a 2-0 victory over Huddersfield in the FA Cup 4th round. A pair of goals for Bukayo Saka, scoring on a penalty in the 38th minute, and then once again from open play. with 10 minutes left to go. He also picked up a booking, so Gordie Howe hat trick? No, he didn't have an assist, obviously, because all of the goals came off of his foot, but it was a very nice showing. Which leads us to our 5th round matchup, and honestly, we got a very favorable one. Charlton Athletic currently sitting at the very bottom of the Sky Bet Championship table. They're predicted to finish 18th, so they are underperforming under Wayne Carlisle. Only 3 wins in the 15 matches that he has been in charge of so far. How they've made it this deep into the competition, I have no idea, but it should be smooth sailing for us, knock on wood, into the quarterfinals. We wrapped up our league phase play in the Champions League with a 0-0 draw against Monaco. We actually didn't need the win. Even with the draw, we came in first place after the league phase, so we automatically qualified for the round of 16. We don't know who we're playing yet. That's still a ways off. We don't play those matches until the month of March. It was raining at Arsenal once again. We managed 15 shots to their 1. Nobody able to find the back of the net. We did come awfully close a lot, but as you can see, we did rotate the squad a little bit, and by rotating the squad, I mean we actually started some guys that we haven't started in a while, like Declan Rice. Manuel Diaz got the start, Martin Fernandez, Elizu Ribeiro on the left wing side, and then we had Kleiss and Reyes come in. It was kind of a free-for-all. We were really trying to save our guys up for our next match. And that's going to be in the league on the road at Bramley-Moore Dock, taking on an Everton team that is outperforming us. Now, Eric Asterhead is doubtful, out with a broken hand. We are still missing Zaid Al-Basha. He did pull a thigh and pick up an injury while on international duty with Saudi Arabia. Bae Jae-hoon is still away with the Republic of South Korea. That is starting to cause some problems. The Asian Cup is wreaking havoc with my team selection. Of course, one of the things about being still involved in 4 competitions in the beginning of February is fitness. We've got a lot of players who've been playing a lot of football, so we do have to keep making changes as we rotate guys in and out. We can't start everybody every match. Dockrest, though, can start. He's going to be in goal. It'll be a back 4 of Alan, Iglesias, Hernandez, and Nymark. The 2 outside fullbacks are a little more on the tired side than I would like. Declan Rice will get the start at the base of the midfield. Behind him will be Aziz Haoudi, who has been talking a little bit about not getting enough playing time. And in that advanced playmaker role, because Florian Wirtz needs a blow, is Macias. Bukayo Saka will get the start on the left wing. It will be Manuel Diaz on the right with Martin Fernandez once again up the middle. Hopefully we have more of an appearance like we had against West Brom than the one against Manchester City. I will take a 3-0 victory over a 3-0 loss any day of the week, although I think it was 4-1 the victory. And it is raining in Liverpool. I know I say that a lot, but it just seems like every match has inclement weather. Nice spin by Macias to Diaz. Diaz in, but he will shoot it across the goal mouth and wide for an Everton goal kick. Diaz, where is your finishing, son? He had like 13 goals in half a season at St. Gallen. Has scored for Arsenal, but sadly not that time. 6-1, your shots on goal in favor of the home team, as Everton is in control of quite a bit of this match, including the possession numbers, the match momentum clearly going their way through the first 30 minutes of this one. Blissfully, the score remains 0-0, and we're even playing a pretty balanced possession type match, or at least that's our game plan. It's not really working out the way that we would like it to, although we have managed 4 shots on goal, 3 of them on target. Everton, though, controlling in the midfield. Ekrem Domnez across for Constancia. Finds Nathan Patterson along the right wing. Patterson will carry it deep. Makes a move on his man. Mutombo heading it on, but it will pop up and over the goal. And blissfully, A good delivery by Nathan Patterson falls by the wayside. We're going to lie and we're going to say that we've been the better team here. We really have not. In fact, Aziz Haoudi is going to come out, and Martin Odegaard is going to take his place. Odegaard is set to retire at the end of the year. We'll make him the playmaker, move Bakias back into that slightly more familiar role of the Mazzala on the left-hand side of that midfield duo. So Martin Odegaard, a halftime change. Breezy and Drizzly. Darren England still refereeing in the Premier League here in 2035. A draw would be okay, which I start to say pops into my head just before an Everton highlight. But Diaz, what tenacity to take that one away. Bukayo Saka looking to get it moved up that near side. Heavy touch, though, taken away by Fitzgerald. Kelly will play it in the middle for Mutombo. Looks for Nathan Patterson, fed forward. Kelly's got it. He's behind Aland. Kelly. Oh, yeah, that's going to clatter off of the post, I believe, and go out for a throw-in. I think it may have ricocheted off of the goalkeeper, however, because I think it was an Everton throw. 65 minutes have been played in this match, and I think we need to make some alterations. Nymark's going to come out for Kemshaw. Now, Kemshaw is pretty tired. Declan Rice will be replaced by Kozlaric, and Macias will come out for Achille Kleiss. Get some fresh legs out there with about 20 minutes remaining in this match. Patterson to throw it in for the Toffees. Mutombo playing it back for Amadou Onana. Constancia to Fitzgerald, back for Ekrem Dornmez. Dropping it all the way back to Damon, looking to start it up. He's got Jared Branthwaite. Are they playing a back three? Branthwaite seems awfully far on the left side. He's not playing left back, is he? I mean, he is moving up pretty deeply. Mutombo in for Dustin Hartman, who lays the header in and scores. They're going to check to see if he was onside. There's the possibility he may have gotten behind the line a little bit quickly, but in reality, he was on. That's a good goal. Mutombo chipping it over. Missing the header is Iglesias. Looked like a valiant effort, but Hartman puts Everton up by a score of 1-0 with a little over 10 minutes left to go. So we're going to demand more from our team. We're going to try to press forward a little bit and see if we can get something done here. Alan for Bukayo Saka, all alone along that left side. Iglesias spins it for Hernandez across the back. Kemshaw up for Diaz. Feeds Martin Odegaard. Odegaard dropping for Kemshaw, who will carry it up the sideline. Kemshaw taking it deep, has men in the middle looking for Saka, finds him, it's off the post. Off the post for Bukayo Saka, and there, my friends, was our opportunity. It really does not come much better and more clear-cut than that. Bukayo Saka just a little errant with the header, hits the post, unable to get it in as Everton clears it. We'll go into a more advanced 4-2-3-1. Very attacking for this final 5 minutes of added time, but it won't be enough. And surprise, surprise, Arsenal loses on the road in the Premier League 1-0. And if it sounds like I'm a little ticked off, you are absolutely correct. And as you can imagine, the reason why I am upset as we filter things down to our away matches in the Premier League, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 1-0 losses on the road out of 12. So 7 of our 12 matches, not 12 losses, just 12 matches. 7 out of 10 losses by a 1-0 score. If you take out the Premier League, we have played 7 road matches, lost none of them, and given up a grand total of 4 goals. One of those road wins was at the Parc des Princes against Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League. Yes, it was a 1-0 victory. But how can we play like that against PSG, but we cannot beat the likes of Everton or Derby County? And here we have an agent that just does not know how to read the room. Following Arsenal's 1-0 Premier League defeat against Everton, I would like to open contract talks with the club as a result of my client, his emergence as a first-team squad player. Dude, sack your agent. If there is one thing you have learned by either following this channel or watching live on Twitch, don't come and ask me for stuff after we lose. All right, the rant's over because we do need to turn our attention to Brighton. It's the second leg of the semifinal of the Carabao Cup. We win and we go to Wembley with a chance to secure a European place for next year, assuming that we don't get one through the league. A couple of changes need to be made. Of course, Dixon Dockrace is going to get the start in goal. It's going to be Alan, Iglesias, Hernandez, and Nymark as our back four. Thomas Kempschall picked up a knock in training the other day. We're keeping him out as a precaution. He will be on the bench. Saeed Al-Basha is also back from his duty with Saudi Arabia. He'll be on the bench as well. We will not have the services of Aziz Haoudi because he can't play against his parent club in the Cup against Brighton. And Kelly Kleiss, who is Cup tied. We're going to have a midfield three of Declan Rice, Martin Odegaard, and Macias. Bukayo Saka and Reyes will be on the wings, with Mateo Moreno getting the start at the number 9, Martin Fernandez dropping down from the bench. Hopefully give him a little bit of a break before we get back to league play. We did get our requisite. Bottom's job is on the line based on the outcome of the Brighton match. We just let that roll off of our backs. We are slight favorites on the day. We come in with a 2-0 aggregate lead, and hopefully we can just add to it and cruise to an easy victory here on the South Coast at the Amex. Taking control of the ball, Macias will get it and drop it for Alan. Finds Bukayo Saka along the left wing. Saka will drop back and play it to Iglesias. Moving it back to move it forward. Iglesias once again for Declan Rice. We'll swing it back for Hernandez, looking to move it up for Martin Odegaard. Has a man on him, but he finds Moreno in some traffic. Alan for Macias. Back for Iglesias near the midfield stripe. Up the near sideline. Bukayo Saka with it. Can he get past one man? He'll feed it into Macias in the box. In the middle for Mateo Moreno. And there is his third goal of the season. Mateo Moreno with the sitter inside the 6-yard box to give Arsenal the 1-0 lead about 6.5 minutes in. And 3-0 on aggregate. Hopefully, we will be able to cruise to a pretty easy victory as Moreno picks up the first goal of the night. Is there any other action in the English Carabao Cup? There is not. There are a couple of Premier League games that are going on right now. We'll update you on those when we get a chance. Rirola into D'Souza from the throw-in near sideline. Gonal for Gilmore, throwing it ahead. D'Souza, was he onside? I don't think so. But they'll play it back for Montedero, who will score his third goal if it counts. I don't see them going to VAR, so I guess D'Souza was onside the whole time. It appears he was. He got himself played on by Hernandez. So Madero beating Dockrace for the first Brighton goal of the match. We are tied 1-1, but Arsenal still with a 2-goal lead on the tie. Manchester United with a 1-0 lead right now over Leicester. No score between Liverpool and West Brom. Gilmore to deliver the corner. That one is going to go in off the head of Jose Ibarra. He hits the far post. It trickles over the line, and Brighton all of a sudden pulling within one with a 2-1 lead on the night. Boys, I know we're on the road, but it's not a league matchup. Yes, it is league competition, but it's not a league matchup. We should be doing better than this. Yes, the rain is falling. You know what happens when the rain falls in England. Things get a little dicey. 3 shots to 1. Our passing has been good, so we're gonna pump up the team. We're gonna try to get the team going. Dridi coming in for David for Brighton. They lead 2-1 in front of 31,800 here at the Amex. All we need to do is hang on for another 30 minutes, and we are moving on to the final of the Carabao Cup. Is that something that we are able to do? Do we need to make some changes to our personnel? Reyes and Saka are not having the greatest game, so Manuel Diaz is going to come in on the right wing, Gabriel Martinelli on the left, as 2 changes are made with just over 20 minutes remaining. We've only gotten 2 shots on goal. Both of them have found their way on target. Only one, however, has made it past Hector Vargas. Macias feeding Martinelli. Martinelli with some space as he continues to carry it forward. Martinelli almost loses it to Ndoye, dropping it for Alan. Macias to Martinelli. Martinelli's in. He'll shoot and he'll hit the post. And Murray will clear it away. Please forgive the dog for the interruption. Martinelli with a long throw in into the box. Moreno will give it back to him. Finds Iglesias along the edge of the 18. Hernandez for Odegaard. As Brighton able to set up defensively. Hernandez getting it back from Declan Rice. Rice once more. Moving it to his left. Iglesias is there. Up the left wing, Martinelli. Martinelli makes a move past the man into the box. Martinelli's in. He shoots and it's going to go in off of Mateo Moreno sitting right in front. Now they have decided to go to VAR and see if this one is going to count. Moreno was camped right out in front. I think he was onside, and I am correct. 2-2 on the night, and the 2-goal lead on aggregate has been restored. Beautiful move by Martinelli, getting it in deep. Puts it in. Vargas made the initial save, but the ball bounced right off of the chest of Moreno and in. Moreno with a pair of goals in this match. And all of a sudden, our strikers between Moreno and Martinez are coming alive. Jonathan Reyes no longer getting to play in that position. 4 minutes have been added on. We've played 3. We have played 4. And the full-time whistle blows. 2-2 on the night on the road in Brighton. But because we were up 2-0 after the first leg, Arsenal is moving on to Wembley Stadium for the Carabao Cup final. And as we all know very well, it's the 2nd consecutive year that Arsenal has made the final in this competition. They lost it last year to Fulham and Nick Bottom. Can Nick Bottom win his 2nd consecutive Carabao Cup? Well, that's still to be determined. And to do that, we're going to have to get through Spurs one more time. Tottenham beat Newcastle 5-3 on aggregate to make the final as well. That match is not coming up until February the 25th, so it's about 2-3 weeks out. So, future episode. Don't you worry. And it looks like our players are going to be nice and well rested because after an away match at Turf Moor against Burnley in the league, we have 2 weeks off before that final at Wembley. We're going to bring you that, and then 3 days later, the 5th round of the FA Cup against Charlton. We should win at least one of those matches. Which one will it be? Well, you're just going to have to come back tomorrow and find out, won't you? If you haven't done so already, please make sure you hit the like button on this video. Subscribe if you have not as well, and continue watching these videos. I appreciate all of your support. Thank you very much, and I will see you tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye.